Hey there, it's Kevin Ward. I want to make this really, really simple. How do you guarantee that 2021 is going to be better than 2020? Now, this started when I saw a friend of mine, a Facebook friend, make a post on their Facebook that said, 2020 was rough, one of my roughest years ever, and 2021 is turning out to be just as bad. And I'm like, how do you turn that around? How do you make sure that if 2020 was the bad year for you, how do I make 2021 be a better year? Now, for a lot of you watching this, you may have had a good year in 2020. How do you make 2021 a better year? But I really want to focus on this idea that 2020 was bye-bye 2020. Oh, what a horrible year. It's a year we all want to forget and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to guarantee that 2021 is going to be better than last year, here's how you do it. Number one, stop blaming 2020. Stop blaming on the year. Isn't it crazy how we have attached that 2020 is like the year from hell, the year of the coronavirus. It is the year that all this stuff happened. And we have created this identity around a time, around a year, around a number that it's like, okay, so in 2020, there were a lot of things that happened that were tough, that were not good. But you know what? I guarantee you in your life, there were a lot of good things that happened in 2020 as well. And I look at with all the stuff that happened during the pandemic and all the other craziness, I had some great things happen in my life. Was our business affected? Was our income affected? Absolutely. And it was painful, but it was not a horrible year. So if you want to turn your life around or you want to make something go better for you in the future than it's gone in the past, number one, stop acting like it is a year or a date or a time or a place that is in control. I'm going to tell you why in a second. So number one, stop blaming it on something outside of your control. You could not control 2020. 2020 was a year. It's going to pass and so forth. Good riddance 2020, it was all that year. Well, 2021 shows up and guess what? For my friend, he says 2021 is turning out to be just as bad. And if he identifies the year and says, 2021, I'll be so glad when this year is over. Wait a second. What do you want to be over? I just want a circumstance in my life to be past. So number one, stop blaming it on something outside of your control. Whatever it is, a year, a time, a place, a person, whatever. Number two, take responsibility. Take responsibility for your own results. Whatever the results that I got in 2020, I own them. They're my responsibility. Did things happen bad? Yep, they happened bad to me. They happened bad for everybody. So what do? I take responsibility and say, what can I do? Not what can't I do? Oh no, what's going to happen? When's this all going to be passed? How quickly can you adapt to the situation, the circumstances, and say, I am going to win? This happens in life over and over. 2020 is just kind of a big glaring example of what's happened to so many of us recently. So take responsibility for your own results. If you cannot find the circumstances that you want for a certain thing to happen in your life right now, you create them. You create the circumstances. I love the quote by Leonardo da Vinci that said, "It had long since come to my attention that people of accomplishment rarely sat back and let things happen to them. They went out and happened to things." You just take control of it. Now here's the reason this is so critical and so powerful. And before you dismiss this and go like, yeah, whatever. Here's the deal. The moment you blame a circumstance, the moment you blame something outside of yourself, whether it's unfairness of something, somebody, whatever, and you blame it on someone else or something else, you just gave away all of your power. You just made yourself powerless. I'll be so glad when 2020 is over. And when you say that, you're saying, I am stuck in this circumstance that I am in right now that I do not like until 2020 is over. As if there's this magical moment when January 1, 2021 hit that it would make everything change for you. And it didn't, did it? It doesn't work that way. Stop blaming it on a circumstance or something outside of you. But when you blame it mentally, subconsciously, you just accepted it like I'm stuck right here. The moment you say, you know what? This is what I got. This is the situation. What can I do to make it better? What can I do to fix it? And even if there's things you can't change, there's things you can't control, at least taking responsibility and saying, I can fix this. I can do this. I am the problem solver. I master solving the unsolvable problems. When you take that ownership, it puts your mind to work to finding solutions rather than turning your mind into mush of this sense of learned helplessness that there's nothing I can do. And so you turn your mind off to finding solutions. Don't let that happen. Here's how you make 2021 better than 2020 and how you make anything better in your life at any time, anywhere. And that is you stop blaming it on something outside of your control and you take full responsibility for your own results, that whatever needs to happen in my life, I can make it happen. We're not all given the same hand to play, but we take the hand that we've been given and we choose how to play that hand. Then if we want to go out and create a new set of cards and a new game and a new set of rules, guess what? You can do that too. As long as you own it and take the responsibility, you can play to win and you can always expect yes. If this video has been helpful for you, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I want to hear your story. I want to hear what your beliefs are about. If you disagree with this, I want to hear why. You can give it a thumbs down, but tell me why you think that you're the victim of a year or a circumstance or whatever. You don't understand. Here's the key. I just want to understand what I can do. Don't tell me what I can't do. Tell me what I can do. And when you play that way, you will win.